beautiful people. My name is Georgia Bridgers and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hi everyone! So this week's video is going to be a little bit different than my videos in the past. For those of you who may or may not know, I launched my very own podcast. It's called On My Mind, and I decided this week I wanted to share with you all the video recording of my very first episode of On My Mind. There are two reasons why I did this. Number one, I want to get it out there. Number two, I've been depressed lately and did not have the oomph to record a good video this week, so I apologize. My future episodes are all going to be recorded, except for the second episode, because while I was recording it, my camera died while I was in the middle of it. But those episodes will be posted on my Patreon, which I will have linked below. I have new episodes coming out every Friday. My podcast On My Mind is about things that are on my mind in my life and me vulnerably letting you all know that I have no idea what the fuck is going on in my life. And it's hard dealing with depression and anxiety on top of the total unknowns and how hard it is to be in your 20s, and how no one lets you know that the best years of your life kind of bring about a lot of shit talking in your own head. So I hope you enjoyed this first episode. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you guys like the podcast. If you don't like the podcast, don't tell me, because I'm fragile. And one single comment could really get me. I'll have my link tree below where you can listen to On My Mind on all of your favorite podcast listening platforms. And by the way, with this first recording, I'm still understanding how I should go about recording a podcast, like recording with a camera, because I feel like when I put up a camera and I'm looking in the camera and I'm talking to the camera, I'm putting up a personality, and I don't want to come across as fake or putting on a show with my podcast. Not that I'm fake or putting on a show on my YouTube, but like you guys can hear it in my voice and in the way I'm talking. I'm being entertaining right now, so I'm not just sitting there like this being really annoying and boring, and you would have to listen to 30 minutes of me just talking like this. So there is emotion in my recorded podcast video, but I don't make a lot of eye contact with the camera. Let me know what you guys prefer when you watch podcasts. What do you like? Fill me in, because I am very new to all of this, but I'm very excited to share this project with you all. The project being my heart and soul. So tread lightly. Okay, love you all. Enjoy. Bye. Hello? What the fuck? Why wasn't that working? Hello everyone! Oh my gosh, I have to say I am a little bit nervous, but here we are, the very first episode of my new baby On My Mind. What is up, everyone? I thought this would be a lot easier for me to start, but I'm a little bit nervous, but overall I'm pretty excited to just be chatting and talking and starting this new podcast that I'm really excited to get to share with you all. Well, for starters, let me introduce a little bit about myself. My name is Georgia Bridgers. Whenever I say my name out loud, it doesn't sound quite right. Georgia Bridgers. I don't know, it's kind of a mouthful, but one time someone told me it sounded like the name of a star, and I've never forgotten that. Anyway, I'm Georgia Bridgers. I'm 22 years old. I am a content creator, and I guess some could say influencer. I don't really know how to label myself as far as life goes, which is partially the reason why I'm starting this podcast. But yeah, I'm 22. I came out as bisexual on the internet in the middle of 2018 in June, July. And I was really lucky to have one of my videos go extremely viral with my lovely mother named Holly. Shout out to my mom. And from that video, I gained hundreds of thousands of wonderful subscribers. I, have been doing my thing on YouTube ever since. I graduated from college in 2019. I graduated early too, so I feel really lucky that I was able to actually have a graduation ceremony. If you didn't know, we've been in the pandemic for the last year, so that's been ass. But I've done a lot of self-reflection since graduating, and I feel lost. I feel like I have no idea what is going on in my life. And that's difficult for me because we always hear from people that, you know, our 20s are the best time of our lives, especially our early 20s, you know, finally being done with schooling and whatnot. But I think what a lot of people don't talk about is that our early 20s is, oh, also, if you heard that in the background, I am recording in my bathroom right now. I'm in my bathroom in my shoebox of an apartment in NYC, and I put a little shot glass of flowers on top of my shampoo to try and make it a little more classy, because you know me, I'm a very classy gal. As I was saying, no one talks about how difficult life is in your early to mid 20s, and hell, maybe even after that. I haven't gotten that far yet. I'm still in the beginning of the test. So I decided I needed to get some things off of my mind and talk about what was on my mind. And I just so happened to have been named after the song Georgia on My Mind. So here we are, On My Mind, the podcast by me, Georgia Bridgers, where I am vulnerably, with my whole heart, just going to talk about how I don't know what the fuck is going on in my life, but I am so determined to figure it out. And I am determined to share those experiences with everyone and listen to your experiences as well. And we can all just kind of sit here together and talk about what's on our mind and have some fun while we're at it. To set the scene, yes, I am sitting in my bathroom in my very small apartment in New York City. I'm drinking hard kombucha for the first time. I've never had hard kombucha before, and quite frankly, I think I went a little overboard. I purchased a pack, 3 packs of 6, I believe. So 3 times 6 is, if my sources are correct, 18. I do believe my sources are correct, but you never really know with me. I was put in the dumb math class in the 8th grade. Did you guys have that too? Like when I was in the 8th grade, we had 2 math sections split up. And of course they don't tell you, okay, these are the people who are taking regular math, and these are the people who are taking slower math. I figured it out pretty quickly when there were only a solid 10 of us in the class and we all sucked at math. Yeah, that's me. Former slow math class, voted most likely to become famous. Now at a point in my life where I cry often. I cry often, okay? I'm willing to say it. Let me have a sip of this kombucha before I get into this next details, Lord. I've been sharing my life on the internet for a little over 5 years now. And to give you a point at how it has kind of changed the chemicals in my brain, perhaps, I celebrated my 5-year anniversary last month of being on YouTube. And I didn't even know. I completely forgot about it because sometimes I try to not think about social media. Instead of dancing around the question, just to give you a frame of mind, this is a little scary for me, but just to give you my frame of mind of how life has been for me since blowing up on YouTube, I'm going to read you my latest passage. Passage? What is this? The fucking Bible? Yes, I went to Catholic school. I'm going to read my latest entry in my diary. I recorded this. God, what am I doing? I wrote this down March 15th, 2021. Lately, I've been worshiping at the altar of doubt. I'm doubting myself, which then makes my entire world a small pocket of sadness. I don't feel love for YouTube like I used to, and I know it's because of numbers. If I was getting hundreds of thousands of views, I'd be happy as a fucking clam. What happened? Why aren't people seeing my videos? Why am I losing followers? Why do I fucking care? I want a way out of this god-awful feeling. What is my purpose? What is my career? I wish I knew now. I'm so sick of all this unknown. I'm trying to embrace the magic of new beginnings, but I could really use a reassuring nudge to the universe. My heart is aching. I can't quiet the racing mean thoughts in my mind. I'm scared of losing everything, of failing, not becoming famous. What do? I won't give up, but it's just hard right now. And in true Leo fashion, I sign all of my diary entries with XX dot and then my initials in cursive, GB. So yeah, sorry to spring that one on you guys, but you know, I made this podcast because, God, why did I make this podcast? I think I just wanted an outlet to get to talk about a little bit of nothing and a little bit of everything. Try and find solace from other people. And I'm so fucking sick and tired of pretending that I am an influencer who has her entire life figured out. And I feel like a phony when people DM me or comment things saying that like they look up to my life and that I have their dream life, because right now I'm in hell. So it just feels like such a strange back and forth. A disconnect. Disconnect is the word I was looking for. Feels like a strange disconnect of my reality versus the reality that I'm putting out on the internet to others. So I've decided to be the real me. Here I am, sitting in my bathroom with my Taylor Swift cardigan on, drinking hard kombucha that I don't really like all that much. Just talking. Now, I promise this entire podcast is not going to be just one big festival of me complaining and crying to, well, whoever is listening out there. No, I just want to get some things off my mind, but then also remind myself and I guess other people of, you know, why I do what I do. But then I go into this strange like tornado in my mind of wondering, what do I do? What do I want to do? I know that I want to be in front of the camera for the rest of my life. I absolutely adore it. I seriously do. I just feel so natural on camera. I really would love to become an actress in the future. I am moving to Los Angeles in 2.5 months or 3 months-ish. I'm moving in June. I'm just facing a lot of unknowns in my life. One thing that happened to me that I guess I could go into a little more detail here that kind of sparked my sudden feeling of not necessarily regret, but lack of belief in myself. This is hard to talk about, you know. I didn't realize at the beginning of my podcast was going to be such a kind of a hurdle to jump over, but that's okay. I'm getting it out there. I'm talking about it. I auditioned to work for a company, a really, really, really big company that, you know, I really like. I have a friend who works there as a talent person, so I was going to be working for this company, you know, on camera, essentially like being an influencer for them and a content creator. And I applied with my friend recommending me, and I made it to the next round, which was to send in a self-tape. So I sent in a self-tape of me just telling a story. Then a week later, I found out that I was moving on to the next round, which was a video interview with a casting director. And after that, you would hear from the company and you would either be asked to do a screen test, or you know, you were donezo. I had my interview a couple weeks ago. Sorry if you can hear my dog barking in the background. I had my video interview a couple weeks ago. I prepared literally since the moment that I found out I got the interview. The interview came about, and it was a really hard interview. It was hard. I prepared to the best of my abilities, but after the interview, after I got off the Zoom, I just broke down into tears because I thought I had made a fool of myself and lost all my chances. I guess I was partially correct because I was told that they would not be further pursuing me in the application process to working for the company. It broke my fucking heart. I almost want to cry about it now. Just because I feel like so many times in life, it seems like I'm a huge believer in the universe and the law of the universe and the law of attraction and all that. And I had been manifesting for something like this to come into my life for so long. And it finally came, and it seemed like everything was really lining up for me. You know, I thought this was going to be it. Finally, I will know my purpose and how to further continue reaching broader audiences and opening up new doors for me to get into acting and just getting my face out there, making people feel better about themselves. And it just all came crashing down. The funny part of the story, though, is that I found out that I was not going to be furthering the process 10 minutes before I had to get on a Zoom to speak at LSE, which is the London School of Economics. It was their Pride Week, and honestly, I'm kind of glad that it happened this way because I had to very quickly get over my emotions and get on this Zoom and have fun talking to all these amazing people. It was nice because I thrive on validation. And I thrive on validation because I have been in positions before, leadership positions, where I haven't been validated for my hard work, and it's made me like spiral to really deep, dark depths of sadness. What can I say? I need that pat on the back every once in a while. And quite frankly, you don't really get that when you decide to be a content creator or a YouTuber, at least in the sense of people in real life. You know, I love seeing the comments that people comment on all my social media postings, but at the same time, for me, it feels like a disconnect. You know, I really struggle to believe the comments because I'm not seeing a human being talk to me. But on that Zoom, I got to speak in person with some wonderful humans who really made me feel good about the content that I do put out on the internet. But yeah, it really fucking hurt. I would say in a way, I almost haven't really gotten over it yet, just because, ouch, my heart, it really hurt. I was like, why? Like, why did I fuck up in the interview? Like, did I fuck up in the interview, or did other people do better than me? Like, what did I do wrong? What am I gonna do now? I'm very much like, and I keep saying like, which is annoying me, but I'll tell you guys what my dream job is. My dream job is to become a famous actress. I would love to be on, like, you know, a Netflix series, things like that. I would also love to be in shorts on YouTube, and I would also love to be a host of something. So yeah, a lot of things out there for potential. Now that I have gotten all the bad stuff out of the way, perhaps we can switch into the good. Yeah, I've been feeling like shit lately. I've been feeling really lost, really confused and stuck and scared of the unknown. But I have vowed and made a promise that I'm just never going to give up on my happiness. My happiness is such a sacred thing, and it's so important to me that, you know, when I have it, and I know I have it, I'm just, you know, caught up in my ego at the moment. When it comes to the surface and when I allow it to like break through all these shadows of doubt that's building up in my mind, the euphoria that I feel is unbelievable and so powerful. There's truly no better feeling. I've decided to put my happiness on the pedestal that it deserves to be on. Everyone's happiness deserves to be on a pedestal. Yeah, you listening right now. I'm gonna stop putting myself second, and I'm going to listen to what is going on in my body and in my mind, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to pay attention and make myself happy and joyous like I deserve to be. So a couple things that I've been doing is manifesting, of course. I am literally obsessed. I read this book called The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. I read it in June of 2020, and I kind of had this aha moment of I have the power to guide my life in the way that I want it to be. And the universe hears me and is on my side. However, not everything happens immediately like I would so love. You know, I would love to fall asleep tonight and be like, I am a famous model. Why did I say model? I don't know. Maybe that's just something that might be out there. No, it's because I was listening to My Favorite Murder today, and the episode was about a model. Anyway, I am a famous actress, like I am a famous YouTuber, I have tons of followers, and I'm happy and I'm peaceful, blah, 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 and I wake up and all of that just immediately happens. No, honey, of course we have to learn things along the way. I lost my train of thought. I do that a lot, to be honest. And it's kind of hard having a podcast yourself. I don't really know what to talk about all the time. Okay, I remembered. I'm talking about happiness. And manifesting. One thing that I do, no matter how shitty the day was or how difficult life has been. Also, I've only done this for one day. But at the end of the day, I have decided to start writing down 10 things that day that made me happy. And then once I write down all 10 things, I will go to each line. For example, I had that really shitty journal post on the 15th. Oh, I actually put it in a, never mind. I thought I wrote it in this journal. This is my depression journal. I've got a new journal that my dear friend, my best friend, my soul sister, Monica, gave me for Christmas. And that's where I write all my happy thoughts. But I list 10 things that day that happened that made me happy. For example, I wrote, I ate all 3 meals. That's a feat. To have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, for me, that is a feat and a triumph. I've only had breakfast and a snack today. I really need dinner soon. I'm getting hungry. Not gonna lie, guys, I'm getting hungry. Let me have a sip of kombucha. So it can be something as small as that, or something as big as whatever wonderful thing that has happened to you on that day. And then what I do is I go to each number and I read it again, and then I imagine my heart saying thank you 3 times and just really feeling that thankfulness and that gratefulness and just feeling so thankful. And I swear to God, it can lift just about any bad mood to name things that you are thankful and grateful for, or things that made you happy that day. I think I said happy, but what I meant to say is list like things that you're grateful for. And it doesn't always have to be something that happened that day. You can say like, I'm so thankful for the money in my bank account. Even if your bank account is struggling, just putting forward that thanks for what you have will in turn bring more to you, more abundance, which is what a girl is trying to do. So yeah, this was a shorter episode, but you know, this is the beginning of wonderful things to come. I really want this podcast to be very like listener friendly and us interacting with each other. So I have created an email. It is called On My Mind Podcast. Wait, shit. What the fuck did I name it? I think it's onmymindpod.gb@gmail.com because, well, all the other good usernames were taken. Apparently, a couple other people have a podcast called On My Mind. But regardless, I would love it if you guys wanted to email me and talk about what's on your mind and we can share in these experiences. I truly love giving advice. I love giving advice to others, even though I'm not so good at giving advice to myself. I'm trying to change that. So yeah, if you want to email me, I'll read your emails. We can have this conversation here for the world to listen to. I also created an Instagram. It is, you know, I really should have written this down before I started getting all happy-go-lucky, writing down, talking about, nope, that's not my Finsta. Why would I have that? Okay. And my Instagram is On My Mind Pod. Also because podcast was taken, what can I say? Win some, lose some at the end of the day. But yeah, I'm really excited to start this podcast. Thank you everyone for listening. Let me know things you want me to talk about or be more vulnerable about. I've decided to pull a Brene Brown and be fearlessly and daring and vulnerable. I've decided to show you guys that I am down, but I am gonna get back up. And I am getting back up, and I'm proud of myself and I'm proud of you, and I look forward to what we all get to share together. Oh, I also created a Patreon, but I'm kind of working on it. But anyway, with the Patreon, you can catch a video of this podcast. I know this is a short episode. The ones in the future will be longer. This is more of just an intro. I love you all. Thank you so much for listening. Thanks for listening to what's on my mind. Love you all. Bye.